Welcome back for another race. Actually, this is going to be two races. This is a Mugello doubleheader. I'm in the Acura NSX right here. My first race in this, and it's going to be a doozy. I love this track. This car is pretty awesome, so let's get into it. I am up into third place now. I actually qualified in this race, and this will be the first time I actually qualified, so it really matters. Spectre, Kivix, and Slim Dog Jesus were all faster than me, so I think I qualified in fourth place. So things are going to be pretty spicy up front. This is I know this is not the norm for the channel, where I'm starting in the front and trying to maintain front, but this is how the race went. I'm not going to show you the entire races because a lot of it is just a lot of hot lapping and everything. The first race is, of course, as you can tell, FORZA GT class. The second race is on the same track, same full circuit, but that time will be in the GTX sports cars, and that is basically retro GT, come to find out. I didn't know what I was getting into, but that race will be in the 1990 Oldsmobile. That Cutlass is a lot of fun to drive. Those cars are just hectic with a lot of power, old school technology, so there's a lot happening at the rear wheels. This race, though, everything's going pretty smooth and steady. A little sideways action there up front for Slim Dog Jesus as Spectre gets in the first place. This carousel here, this long right-hander, this one is a lot of fun. If you get it right, you can get a lot of time through here. Kivix just in front of me in the BMW. Going to go side by side with him. Not the smartest move as I try to avoid him and get myself into the sand. Crispy Turtle behind is catching up really fast, as is the rest of the field. Here they come. Holy crap, there they go. Losing 3 positions relatively quickly. I think that's 2 Porsches and a Nissan. Yes, it is. So, we've got a supercar and 2 Porsches here. I'm back into 7th place. No fear, though, as I get into the slipstream. Gonna go into this, checking the tires, checking the gas, making sure everything's okay. 12% tire usage after 1 lap, so we're gonna have to do some pitting in this one. Almost into the back of the Porsche there. I was a little later on the brakes than him. Parking on the apex. It wasn't my finest move, but I'm up into 6th place. Alright, catching up to Crispy Turtle. Trying to make sure I don't touch him. There he goes. Maintaining that supercar quite nicely, though. I'm just waiting for him to make a mistake. I know I'm a little faster than him. That's what happens whenever you qualify. You figure out who you're faster than. Goes a little wide there. That is my opportunity. I'm going to get on the inside here, and hopefully he gives me just enough space. Yes, he does, and I'm up into 5th place. Now, later on lap 3, catching up to the Porsche and the BMW, and I'm going to get around the Porsche pretty easily there, so up into 4th place. Kivik up ahead in the BMW. See if I can catch up with him. He already has a half of a second for a penalty, same as the Porsche behind me. If I can just maintain decent speed around here. Try to hold off the Porsche behind me. He's catching up in the slipstream. He's going to go up on the inside just slightly. I go way too wide and I give him too much space. That's just a welcoming door for him, so he's going to take that, but we're going side by side. He's not giving me any room. I'm trying to maintain being within track limits and staying on the curb, and he really didn't give me much space there, so I had to push my way back on the track. And the Porsche is just going to get right in front of me there, kind of swerving. I wasn't sure if he was going to just try to knock me off the track or not. And there he goes, not giving me any space. There was no spatial awareness there. I had my... he should have given me a little bit of space, but maybe I could have backed off a little bit better. Disgruntled, annoyed, pissed off. I am now in the grass again for the 2nd time. Crispy Turtle getting back in front of me. Hackster way in the back, so I'm not worried about him. Catching back up to Crispy Turtle on the 5th lap. He is, he's good for what he's doing, but that's a heck of a spicy car to try to maintain speed through these tracks, especially going against GTLM and GT3 cars. I'm just waiting for my chance to get in front of him. As you can see, he likes to do the old drift, kicking out the rear end with a lot of oversteer on this car. And kind of early on the brakes, or so I thought. So I give him a nice push, and luckily, still no penalties for me. Coming out of the pit, I believe this will be lap 7. I could be wrong there. to see where I fall. I'm still in 7th place, 8th place now. Here comes Alien's Real at the end, or at the beginning of lap 6. Or maybe he was in the pit as well, sorry. There goes a Porsche. Mountain 4x4, it looks like it's supposed to say for the acronym of his gamer tag. Trying to give him some space, but I wasn't trying to give him... I wasn't just trying to blatantly give up the position all over the place on the sausage curbs, messing myself up. Nasty Nate, 3408 in the Porsche here, going way too wide. He definitely needs some new tires. Able to get up into 6th place, right? No, 7th place. After getting past him. Passing Crispy Turtle in the pit, that gets me back up into 6th place. So it looks like everyone has pit at this point as we enter lap 7. At the end of lap 7, I think there's going to be, yes, there's another person that is in the pit, and that is going to be the Porsche from earlier in the race that was trying to compete with me. So now I'm up into 5th place, not doing too bad. Not too bad for my first time here at Mugello, in my first time in the Acura NSX. Catching up with the BMW, he has half of a second of penalties. I've conjured up 0.1%, and I'm able to pass him at the very last moment. Climbing up to 4th place, that's a nice top 5 finish. Going around Mugello. And here we are, I'm in the Oldsmobile now, round 2 of the doubleheader. This is basically Retro GT, as I mentioned earlier. I think it's just called GTX Sports Cars. But in Forza Motorsport 7, these would have been called Retro GT. These are the high-powered GT cars from going all the way back from 1976 to 1991, I believe. There's a slew of cars in this classification. Cars going everywhere. These things are pretty tough to control, and for me, there's no assists on, so I need to really maintain my throttle management and not go sideways or off the track at all, because it really leads to bad results whenever you do that. Up into 6th place, and we're pretty much just going to tuck in and race like this for quite some time. Going up into lap 3, I kind of overdo it with the braking point there. Either I missed it or I locked it up a little bit, and that's going to give Yellowbird, or Yellow Bob, a chance to get around me in that boxy-ass car. I can't remember what that is. That's a Nissan, yeah. So Yellow Bob in the Nissan is going to get around me, and I make too many mistakes. Coming out of the pit, just some fresh new tires, no gas. At the beginning of lap 5, so here comes Peyton, it looks like. He hasn't pit yet in the RX-7. So I should be able to get caught up to him relatively quick because, yes, looks like he is on ice already. And I'm on fresh rubber, so I should be able to get around him right here on turn 2. There you go. Thank you. A little nudge. Sorry about that, buddy. And he's going to kind of give me a little payback there. No harm, no foul. It's alright. It's all good. At the end of lap 5, we have another guy who has yet to pit. And I'm unsure if he's going to pit. Doesn't look like he is. Yep, there he goes. He's off into the pits. I'm now up into 9th place, trying to catch up to a couple people here. There's a couple more people in the pits. Going to get past them. Here comes Yellow Bob in the Nissan coming out of the pits. Now I'm up into 4th place. And my whole goal at this point is just to try to fight off Yellow Bob, because he's my sole competition at this point. High ground and all of them are way too far ahead. So for the next 2-3 laps, I just need to stay in front of Yellow Bob. And here we are at the end of lap 8. Yellow Bob's right behind me. I have way too much time for penalties. This is not a good idea. This is not how you want to do things. And I kind of been it there. I do too much oversteer. Throttle management was poor. Didn't defend too well here, and his slipstream, he utilized that too well. So there you go, and down in the 5th place. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next race. Bye-bye.